The number of farms in America is in free fall, while corporate farms and Wall Street hoover up the republic. The numbers come from a new USDA report, which finds we've lost 500,000 farms since 1980. It's about 1 in 5. Corporate consolidation has driven the average farm size to 466 acres. That's about 3 times what it was a century ago. In 1980, 4% of farms were corporations. Now it's 19%, producing nearly 2/3 of America's food. Since 1980 alone, we've lost 89% of dairies and 91% of pig farms, all replaced by corporations. And it will get worse. The University of Illinois found farmers are now losing $81 per acre of soybeans, $118 per acre of corn. Meanwhile, investment groups who use farmland as a tax shelter have bought up 30 million acres, which is the size of Iowa, while total agricultural area has fallen by 300 million acres. That's 9 Iowas. What's driving it is regulations and mandates that give corporate farms a crushing advantage. One study found small farms spend 3 times per unit of output on regulatory compliance, while over 80% of small farmers say regulations are a key reason they are considering exiting the industry. One produce rule, the FSMA, can cost 1/5 of the entire revenue of a small farm, while water permits for a farm ditch can cost $250,000 and take 788 days to obtain, during which you have to truck in water. The EPA itself found environmental regulations are 10 times more likely to penalize small farms who do not have in-house legal departments. One Wyoming farmer faced a $16 million fine for building a pond on his 8-acre farm. It's not just the regulations. Corporate farms plow millions into lobbying and playing the system. They're 3 times more likely to get government-backed credit lines, and they have a 30% lower cost of capital. So small farms cannot compete. What's the solution? Easy. Deregulation. Let small farmers sell what they want to who they want. That means raw milk, heirloom breeds, farm-fresh eggs, raw honey, on-farm slaughter, unpasteurized butter, herbal medicines. Get rid of zoning that bans farm stands and direct-to-consumer sales. Get rid of the USDA inspection cartel that favors large farms. Let small producers set up their own supply chains and co-ops. The second is the financial privileges. And land banking tax shelters allow full expensing for all farmers and either equalize farm loans or get rid of them so corporations don't have that capital advantage. Allow farmers to opt out of state-mandated marketing fees that fund the corporate lobbying. Finally, end the estate tax, the death tax. It doesn't hit corporations because they never die, but contributes to 70% of family farms not being passed on to the next generation. With almost 40% of farmland owned by farmers over 65, the clock is ticking. So it's next brought to you by I Trust Capital. Trump's trying his best to boost American farm exports, but unless the regulatory and financing cartel is fixed, those exports will go to corporations while family farms keep disappearing. In a recent video, I mentioned Trump's trying to get rid of hundreds of thousands of regulations using DOGE tools. Hopefully, they'll point that at the regulatory straitjacket killing the American farm. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.